what message does it send? And I haven't seen anybody really talking about this, but what message does it send to the rest of the world that the big bad United States Freedom Eagle ass kicking motherfuckers allow a spy aircraft to go across the entire country and do nothing? And it's all over the media in every single country across the world. What message does that send? That sends a dangerous message. Like that. What if I'm in, let's say Iran, or I'm somewhere in China, or I'm in Russia? I'm looking at it like, bro, these guys are full of shit. They're ready to be taken down.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm seeing it. Nobody talks about those things. And those are important things, because if we were to go to an actual conflict, which I believe that's where we're headed, that's a morale booster for them. They don't fear the country anymore that they've always had to respect and fear. That now they see it as like, look how fucking weak they are. Like, dude, in my opinion, dude, our whole administration now is intended to demoralize us, the citizen, and also embolden the enemy. I mean, dude, we have Joe Biden who shits his fucking pants. Okay. We have generals in our military that are fucking wearing dresses. Okay. We have them doing TikTok videos with that dude with like 4-inch long fingernails. You can't tell if it's a man or a woman or whatever the fuck it is. And like, dude, people think this shit's cute, but what they don't understand is like, motherfuckers will kill you. People will kill you. Like, the average human in the United States has lost the understanding that people want our shit. They want our country. They want our resources. They want our lifestyle. And they are not our friends. And it's confusing to me how everybody gets caught up in this like identity politics, internal conflict, arguing black, white, left, right, gay, straight, this, that. When in reality, bro, everybody else in the whole entire fucking world sees us as one thing, which is American. How can everybody else in the whole world see us as American? We can't see ourselves as that.
Because there's a propaganda war, a psyop war happening. And that's, Americans are very misinformed right now. And I don't think all of them are as bad as we think and as lazy as they think, but they're misinformed, just like the satellite thing. When I read those comments, I'm just like, oh my God, like we got to take it back like 10 steps here and start from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought this shit was common knowledge. And people, people are starting to put the pieces together. They are seeing it. And I mean, let's just go down the list of the shit that China's doing. We talk about the fentanyl crisis with the cartels. The fentanyl crisis with the cartels is being enabled by China because all the supplies to make the fentanyl come from China. China sends chemists to Mexico to teach the cartels how to make the world's deadliest fentanyl. Now they're moving past the fentanyl. They already have the next drug. If you remember, fentanyl took over heroin. Now this next drug is going to take over fentanyl, which is even more fucking deadly than fentanyl. That's all coming up through, obviously, the southern border into the U.S. and Canada. You see this massive fentanyl crisis, people dropping dead. Now they're using it as weapons on cops. You see it more and more and more. Cops ODing because people are throwing it at them or whatever the hell they're doing, right? That is, yep, we got to deal with the cartels, right? But the problem stems from China because that's who's teaching, that's who's delivering all the product, to make the shit, and it's coming up through the border. Then, we look at what's their goal? Their goal is global domination, right? Look at Africa. Africa, people don't realize this. Africa is being settled by China right now. They're building massive infrastructure. I'm not talking about you're in the middle of the fucking Sahara and you go through and you see a little Chinese village. We're talking cities. We're talking
they're out of space over there, man.
8-lane highways, massive infrastructure that they're aiding these extremely poor countries and into building this infrastructure. Well, that shit's not free. So now you have an entire continent that's coming under Chinese influence. And look at all the resources they have there. Look at all the lithium. Look at Afghanistan. Who was there before we ever even pulled out to negotiate with Taliban? Because they have some of the biggest lithium deposits in the fucking world. What are they doing? Why do they want the lithium? What's the big initiative in the U.S.? Green Initiative, right?
Yeah.
Who's going to supply us all of our batteries? China. They own all the lithium mines. We can't even produce our own fucking batteries because China owns all the lithium mines throughout the world. They're also buying them up in Mexico. So we're talking about this, we're going to be self-sufficient energy-wise. That's bullshit. We're not going to be self-sufficient energy-wise because the shit breaks, batteries go bad. Who produces the solar panels? China. Who produces the wind turbines? China.
It's not even possible.
And so they control the entire, if we do this green initiative, then they control the entire infrastructure of our fucking power grid. Not to mention all the spyware and the computer chips and shit that's going to be in the power grid, sucking our information out, feeding it right directly over. And so there's another thing, right? What else are they doing? They're buying our politicians. We already know that.
Dude, that's how they're enabling the social initiative, right? Yeah. You got all these people out there that vote for fucking Bernie Sanders and think, electric cars are the future and all this shit, not realizing that the people propagating that to you are on China's payroll, telling you that this is a great idea, when in reality, bro, the whole concept of green sustainability isn't even possible. It's not even possible. There's not enough natural resource on the earth to create enough electric vehicles for everyone in America to own, just like we would own these vehicles. And so the next initiative is going to be shared transportation. You don't deserve to own a car. You don't deserve to own a car. You don't deserve to own a car. You got your carpool.
Yeah.
And that's coming from the World Economic Forum, which works with China they're destroying America intentionally. And people will say, oh, it's fucking conspiracy. Bro, open your eyes. Like, it is happening right in front of your face. And not only is it happening, it's happening at a rate that is so fast because these people are now on a timer, because a big part of the world has woken up to their agenda and understands what's actually happening. So now we're seeing an accelerated effort to push this through, which is it's gonna lead to conflict. It's gonna lead to a war.
We're already in conflict.
Yeah.
But and that's yes, they are dividing it. This is the hardest thing for people to wrap their head around is the propaganda piece of this, with the media, with the politicians, it's all ties into the propaganda, And so they're dividing us on everything. Republican, Democrat, division. Black and white, division. Gay and straight, division. Trans and not trans, division. It's all meant to divide. You've heard the phrase 1,000 times, divide and conquer. They're dividing us every possible way. I think the big one that hasn't happened yet is rich versus poor.
Oh yeah, that's the ultimate one.
But I think that's actually supposed to get addressed tonight, because Biden's supposed to be dropping some next in the State of the Union.
Well, that's the Marxist way.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about Marxism and communism and its social class division. And they're already starting that shit, bro. Like, they're convincing these younger kids that, rich people are evil and they're the source of all their problems. And
that's why they can't get ahead.
Yeah.
Our previous conversation.
But the fucked up part is, dude, is that the people that they're labeling as rich are not as rich as they are. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to convince people who don't know any better that their enemy is their local entrepreneur who happens to drive a BMW or some shit. When these people own almost all of the wealth on the planet, and they're trying to create this rift between the, I guess I would call them the not as rich, right? They're still poor. Like, even rich people are poor compared to these people. And so they're trying to put a label on the American business owner, the American entrepreneur, the idea of success as a whole, that it's bad. And that they're trying to convince all these people at the bottom who have been indoctrinated over the course of the last 20 years to believe that, success is bad. Everybody's special. There is no such thing as competition. Everybody gets a trophy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're creating a class warfare there. And then while they're sitting back with all the resources, all the money, all the power, and fucking laughing at us. laughing at us, bro. Like, if I was them, I'd be laughing at us too. I'd be like, look how fucking stupid these people are.
Yeah.
Like, look how fucking stupid. Like, it's as simple as us paying somebody on the media to run a story that says this, and these people believe it. Like, we have to get smarter or we're going to fucking lose.
Yeah. I mean, it's that, you know, they're controlling the media too, which is, you know, partially China. But I mean, and you have to call it out too. It's fucking everybody, man.
Yeah.
Everybody. It's not just Biden. It's not just, you know, Bernie Sanders.
It's everybody.
It's Mitch McConnell.
It's every critical contact point.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody is in place and under the payroll, like Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
Right? Mitch
Yeah.
McConnell owns a major shipping company, a Chinese shipping company. Now, mind you, China's a communist country, right? So people are like, oh, well, whatever. What are they going to just take his business? Yep, that's exactly what the fuck they're going to do. They're going to take the business. If he does not fall in line with whatever agenda they tell him to push,
Gone.
there goes the shipping business.
Yeah.
You know, $1 billion shipping business, whatever it is. You know, I don't know the financials, but it's obviously big. And that's and people think that we're so far advanced in tech. Maybe we are, maybe we aren't. I don't know. I'm not privy to that information. But what I do know is all these tech companies who are now going over to China, right? Well, under Chinese law, if you develop something that could possibly help their military in tech, then you have to give up that information. So, you know, they've already said, you know, the first person to win the race to AI, the artificial intelligence race, is going to achieve global domination. Well, who's over there building chips? You know, Facebook's over there. Elon Musk is over there. Microsoft is over there. Where's your fucking Apple phone made? Over there, you know? And so all these development, Google, I mean, I don't know if Google has anything over there or not, probably, but because everything's manufactured in China, you know? And so all this tech, all this, you know, Chat GDP and all this, or GPT or whatever the fuck it is, you know, all this shit, if that's being developed there, they already have it. They have it before we have it because it's Chinese law.
Dude, you know what's crazy?
And if they don't give it up, then they shut the business down and there goes your computer chip business, you know? And you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.